I don't know who needs to hear this, but UCF football's looking good. Like, really good. Like, Big 12 contention worthy good. Especially after their first wave of the transfer portal, where they were able to add in quarterback KJ Jefferson and a ton of other names with upside. It's so easy to forget about the Knights because they play in the Big 12 and they're part of a state that features Florida, Florida State, and Miami, all prominent programs in the world of college football. But make no mistake, UCF is going to have a shot at making it to the college football playoff in 2024, winning a Big 12 title, and they may have just finalized their rosters with the addition of Louisville's Peny Boone and Ohio's Jacoby Jones. So what do these two bring to Gus Malzahn's high-tempo scoring offense? And is this a moment where we can finally say, yes, Knights, you actually can compete for a national title? What's going on, everybody? It's Cole Thompson here. Make sure that you like and hit the comment section down below. What are your thoughts on UCF going into 2024? Can Gus Bus actually take the Orlando Magic, not the basketball team, but the Magic of Orlando, and bring it to a college football playoff appearance? Make sure that you tell your friends, your family, your mortal enemies, best of bros, Floridians, UCF fans, college football aficionados, Big 12 faithful everywhere, because we're on the race to become the #1 YouTube show, talking about our favorite sport, but also the #1 college football community on YouTube. That's the end goal of all of this, people. Make sure that you're following me on social media, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, wherever you get your listening systems, at Mr. Cole Thompson. And if you want a question read live on air, slide in the DMs. I love listening to you guys. I love hearing from you people, at Mr. Cole Thompson on Twitter, or email me at colethompsonwriting@gmail.com. Peny Boone and Jacoby Jones are two plug-and-play additions for this Knights team, and I am excited for Gus Malzhan. Last season, I thought he did it right. I truly do believe that when you look at the Knights' overall persona, they followed a code. Let's go ahead and establish what we are, what we can be, where our flaws are. And then what we're going to do is we're going to raid the transfer portal, make it look easy as all hell, and then build a roster with up-and-coming talent, lay down a foundation where we get to carry the Floridian logo, but also that Big 12 brand, which is going to do wonders for our recruiting ranks, and then bring in the right talent in the second wave. Peny Boone transferred from Toledo. He was one of the best running backs in the MAC last year. Strike that. He was one of the best running backs in all of college football last season. And he's joining forces with RJ Harvey. And RJ Harvey and Peny Boone have an argument outside of Quinshon Judkins and probably Travion Henderson to be the best tandem backfield in all of college football. Orlando should be bouncing in the bounce house because of what they have as a formidable duo in their backfield to pair alongside a quarterback that we know can run the football, boot, scoot, and boogie like Cam Newton, which honestly is the only reason why I think KJ Jefferson decided to head down to the Big 12 and play for the Golden Knights. Why not learn from the mastermind himself? This is a running back that has averaged over 5.2 yards per play the last 2 seasons, led the Rockets to a MAC championship appearance, nearly got them to an undefeated season, and had over 14 total 100 yards plus a dozen plus touchdowns. It's very hard for you not to like what this team is built on when it comes to the running back tandem and your mobile quarterback. But then you get to bring in another playmaker on offense. You get to add in yet another wide receiver in Jacoby Jones. This is a guy that last season had over 60 catches, 923 yards, 6 touchdowns. It's going to be a fun team. It really is. This is a roster that right now feels it's probably still a few pieces away, but it is good enough to put themselves in the conversation alongside the Arizonas, alongside the Oklahoma States. Maybe not the same level as Kansas State and Utah right now, but certainly at the same level as Kansas. And then you look at their schedule. This is going to be a very relaxed lead up into the momentous games. New Hampshire, Sam Houston, TCU. I don't know what version of TCU's defense we're going to get underneath Andy Avalos, so I can chalk that up as a win. Colorado, Florida, Cincinnati. Well, at that point, what version of Colorado is taking the stage? Does the offensive line look better? Does Shedeur Sanders keep his mouth shut? What is all going on behind closed doors in Boulder that could blunder the success of the Buffaloes? Florida, they're a hit-and-miss team. You could beat Florida. There's a legit shot that you could beat Florida with this offense. Cincinnati's probably going to be taking a little bit of a way. Iowa State, BYU, Arizona. That's where I worry about the schedule, because then you close out the year with Arizona State, West Virginia, Utah. I think that you might split 2 of those games. You may walk away victorious in all 3. I'm not sure right now. Cam, getting back Cam Rising, getting back Brayton Kuthi is going to do wonders out for the Utes in Utah. But really, when you think about this team, the Knights are certainly making sure that they're in the conversation. I'm not saying that they're at the front of the conversation, but you look at the names added in this offseason. You look at who recently joined forces with Gus Malzhan, and then you remember you got Gus Malzhan. He's not the most beloved coach in college football, and I could think that most people down in Auburn would say, look, we had to let him go. We don't really love it, but we had to let him go. It was time for a change. Your change was you got him to come to the Sunshine State, and you got him to be a part of a program that at the time was a Group of 5 school, now joining the likes of the Power 5 level. He can pick and choose where he wants to go. If he doesn't feel comfortable making a move to, I don't know, let's just say Vanderbilt opens up, he doesn't have to go call up his wife and say, let's go move to Nashville. If he gets the offer to go to Fayetteville because Sam Pittman, unfortunately, has shown the door, he doesn't have to take that offer if he doesn't want to. He's in a good location. And now with the Power 5 persona and that Big 12 branding, this is just the beginning. A few years ago when we talked about UCF, they were kind of the laughing stock because everyone wanted to go ahead and say national champions. We're the only undefeated team. And they did the whole parade throughout Disney World. And it was comical. But the thing is, this time around, they could do that because legitimately, you look at the way this roster is constructed, who's actually keeping them out of the Big 12 conversation? I'm not saying that they're going to win it. Not at all. Not even in the slice. And we're going to do a whole prediction later on down in a few weeks. But when you look at this team, just top to bottom right now, it's very hard not to get excited with the additions of Boone and Jones. This is just like saying, let's go ahead and have another slice of ice cream. Like, let's go ahead and put a second scoop of ice cream. The ice cream's really good. We got 2. We want a third. We just want to add a little bit more. You've earned it this week. UCF has earned the right, making that jump, learning where their faults were last season, and then upgrading at certain spots that they knew were necessities that they want to be contenders to actually now be a part of that conversation. I don't know what we're going to see from UCF in 2024. They may be 8-4. They may be 9-3. They may end up running through everybody on the route to Arlington. It could happen. It really could. But make no mistake, this is a fun team. This is going to be bouncing in the bounce house every single Saturday. This team is going to be rocking and rolling every opportunity they get on offense. And now when you add in Peny Boone, Jacoby Jones, and KJ Jefferson, you're basically trying to recreate what led Auburn to the national championship in 2013, which happened to be against the Sunshine State program. Maybe it could happen again. Who's to say? But I can tell you this much. Gus Malzahn's a damn good coach. He's got damn good players to build around for the not-so-distant future. Make sure that you comment down below. What's your thoughts on UCF adding in Peny Boone, adding in... Sorry about that. Adding in Jacoby Jones, adding in KJ Jefferson this offseason. Make sure you tell your friends, your family, your mortal enemies, best of bros, college football aficionados everywhere about this channel, because we're on the race to become not only the #1 YouTube show talking about our favorite sport, but the #1 college football community. Like, rate, subscribe, and make sure that you're following me on social media, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, wherever you see fit at Mr. Cole Thompson. Until next time, I am Cole Thompson. Later, folks.